Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Brett Johns. It's been a while, Brett, but finally you're fighting, finally buzzing against Tony Gravely. Brett, it's been a while, mate, and that's it. We can all admit it's a bit frustrating, but you're finally back in the cage. Let's look back at what's going on in the past 18 odd months or so. You know, you had your fight against Aljamain and Pedro. Um, that Pedro fight was insane. The leg kicks, the Aljamain Sterling fight, which is a bit frustrating, but overall, you know, decisions. They went to decisions. They couldn't put you away because you're way too stubborn. You're way too stubborn to stop, mate. You can't get subbed. You're tough as your chin's too hard. Your shins are definitely tougher now. I'll tell you that much. They could bloody calcified on there, haven't they, son? But
they're conditioned now, John. Put it that way. thank you, Pedro Munoz.
But it's great to get back in, mate. You must feel partly excited, but also partly relieved.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd say once we had that contract through for this fight, a massive weight was lifted off my shoulders. You know, we've been asking for a fight for a very, very long time. I can tell you the exact points of when I was asking for fights. I fought in August, right? I fought Pedro on the 3rd, on the 4th I met my manager. Right, I want November, and this is the point where I looked at my absolute worst. 2 black guys on crutches. And I was like, look, I want November. I'll fight anybody in November. I want to be on that card in Vegas. It was like the Ultimate Fighter finale. It was like one of the last ones. And it turned out it just didn't work out. And then I asked for, okay, if it's not going to be that in November, and I'm going to have time off, then why don't you put me in March in London? And then come to that point, and then that turned around and they said, I won't be able to do that. And then they offered me Eddie Wineland for Nashville, Tennessee, and like the Eddie Wineland fight is a really interesting fight, and I like that fight. Former world champion, and that's all I'm for. You know, I'm not looking for these easy fights. You know, at the end of the day, they give me a name and I sign it. I've never once said, look, I'm not fighting that guy. You know, obviously any fight for me is a good fight, and when they offered me Eddie Wineland, I bit their hand off for it, and turns out my knees aren't the best, and I managed to bust my knee in February. So I did a grappling competition as well in the December 2018, and did my right MCL. Then February 2019, I did my left LCL. So basically had to pull out of the Wineland fight, but not before the contract had even been signed. It was just a mention. It was just a mention on Facebook, and then obviously I had the name of the 9 o'clock in the morning. By 6 o'clock at night, I already did my knee. So there's no chance of that happening. And then we ended up going to Vegas for 3 weeks. My brother, you know, I was out a lot. I was enjoying myself. You know, very rare you get a lot of time off in this game, and I was really enjoying being home and being around friends and watching the football. And
Swansea City, we saw you.
Yeah, I enjoy following the Swans, and you know, it was buzzing, and my brother sat me down and said, you know what, I think we should go to Vegas. And I was like, I wasn't really interested, really. I was like, well, why? You know, we aren't going to fight. He's like, no, I think we should go out there, kickstart a good camp off, get in there, you know, stop drinking, let's just have a good few months of training, and then we'll see where we're at. And I went out there, and I think after the first week, I think I realised how much of a rut I was in. You know, I felt like if I didn't do that trip in Vegas at that time, I don't think I'd be fighting today. I think I would have probably stopped or knocked on the head. I think subconsciously I would think I was on my way out. But my brother kind of said, you know, let's just go for it. So we went out there, learned a lot about the body and stuff, and they sorted out my knees, my problem, my knees. They said to work on different things, which I did. So my knees felt a lot better. Then come back home, just started like, you know, chanting for fights really, and not getting the fights we wanted. And well, actually not the fights we didn't want, but not the fights at all. You know.
Yes, you say none.
Yeah, we weren't getting anything, and you know, obviously I know my manager works really difficult. He works really hard behind the scenes, but it just wasn't the right time. So I said, all right, okay, whatever. We'll just wait and keep training. I kept training. Then you know, other things popped up. So yeah, I'd go out. I would go out, but I wouldn't go out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then go back train on Monday, you know. So I'd basically go out one weekend, and then I wouldn't go out for another 3 weeks, and then go out for another weekend, and you know what I mean. So it was more, I was going out and enjoying myself, but the right amount.
Yeah.
And we had a few other names that we wanted. There was Ren and Barão in Brazil, which was a fight that I said they offered me the fight, so that they asked for me, and I said yes. Like they were like, but it's in Brazil. I said, yeah, that part I'm not a big fan of, but I said I'll definitely take the fight. So they offered us at Renan, and I said yes, and then it turns out that he ended up fighting Douglas Andrade something in Brazil, 2 Brazilians. So I thought, all right, okay, well, it is what it is. And then started asking for the fight for the South Korea card, and then they were like coming back with me. It could maybe be that, and then obviously they offered me the Gravely fight, and they offered me the Alejandro Perez fight first for the McGregor Don Cerrone card, and then I said yes to that, and then they ended up switching it to Gravely for North Carolina, and then the contract come through for that fight. So I signed that contract quicker than you could probably imagine. But it was it's you know it's been a long tough camp, and I've been training like a dog since April, you know, and you know, going back to April, John, I was probably the same size as what you fight at, probably, you know. I was about 170, which is about 77 kilos.
You're joking, 170. Yeah. Man, that's not small for your weight, for your size, like for your stature, your height, and that's big.
But my face was like circle when I was like 170, when I was like 170. I looked like an angry old man. I do. It was nuts. It was like, and people coming. I was coming in the gym, and like, I'm never like fat. I think I'm just naturally a big, stockier guy, you know. Just to put that in perspective for everyone watching, that's like, I'm probably about 10 kilos lighter now, maybe 9 kilos lighter, you know. So just that's basically where I'm at the minute. And yeah, you know, it was back then though. It was rough, you know. I was enjoying my personal life, but I was not enjoying my career. I felt like my career, I didn't have a career then. You know, I was training every single day. Mine still. People don't realize this, that even when I'm slightly off the rails, that I'm still in the gym 6 days a week, twice a day. Do you know what I mean? And people forget that like I've never stopped training for any sort of reason unless I'm ill or injured. So you know, we've had a good few months and learned a lot of different skills with different coaches, and I'm working a lot more with my new pad man, James Wallace, who's a former kickboxing world champion. I'm still working with my boxing coach Darren Wilson, and I've done loads of bits with Chris Reese for this camp as well personally, and obviously working a lot in the gyms at KGB and CRA, which has been my home for years, you know. And even did a stint in a little judo session with my dad, which I know that went a long way for my dad, and because people, you know, I never forget my roots. You know, I know where I come from. I come from a small place in Swansea called Pont de Lice, and that's where I started my mixed martial arts journey. So, you know, it was nice to go back and see the kids and do a little session with some of the boys I used to train with. And yeah, it's been a good camp. Very frustrating camp though. You know, I'm not going to tell you that this has been the best camp, because it hasn't. But in the same breath, it's the best I've ever felt. So, you know, I can complain about what's happening in this camp, but it's not. I don't feel like it's a factor. If anything, it's helped me to be where I am now. And like, you know, we found out the Gravely fight probably 10 weeks before. So I'd say my camp was quietly starting at about 8 weeks, and then we went from there. And I was training 2 weeks, getting ill, training 2 weeks, getting ill, because it's over that Christmas period. And,
yeah, everyone's ill, sort of passing their germs around. Even at the gym, it's just festers.
I was catching so much flu and stuff that I'd have like a week gone, and then I'd feel ill for a few days, and week gone a few days, and like to the point where it's like, man, you go take it easy. So, but then again, it didn't matter to me, because it doesn't matter. You know, I was training my absolute heart out. I think my last illness I had was I woke up Christmas Day, went to the gym, did a bit of sparring with one of the boys, Rory and James Wallace, on Christmas Day, and then I went home, and my mother said, "Oh, you're not looking right." And I said, "Do you know what? I don't feel great." And then I was ill for about 4 or 5 days, and then literally I've been alright since, really. So you know, obviously being very it's very frustrating to kind of go through fights and stuff. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah,
it is being you want your camp to go smooth, but when does it ever go smooth? You know what I mean?
never.
Never.
I've never known it. Never known
You
it
know,
to.
I think I might have this camp obviously. And like, it's not a part of Brett John's camp unless there's been a problem. So that was like the first thing for me to go. Phew, there we go. So we've got that out of the way. So obviously I was ill a lot in camp. I think I broke my finger in camp as well. But other than that, yeah, it's been good. It's been alright. It's been not too bad. I've had some solid training and sparred some super high level guys. You know, British champions, MMA champions. Been sparring with like world champions. I've been sparring with like European K1 champions. You know, K1 world champions. So it's been like a really good camp, and I feel like I'm switched on, and especially like thanks to people like Aiden coming out as well. You know, he's obviously been a massive factor in this camp for me prior to these 2 weeks, you know, but this last week or so just changed my whole mindset, and I feel absolutely brilliant and ready to go.
Well, the people around you make a difference, don't they? If you have negative people, it's going to give you negative kind of consciousness. It's going to put you in a bad way. So you need those people around you that are going to obviously support you in the right way and not kiss your ass. That's the difference. You don't want the people going to, you know, mollycoddle you. You want the people going to be honest with you, pick you up when you're in the right way, and get you there in the right way as well. That's a big part of the fight camp. You know, when you, like you said, when you're poorly, you don't want your coaches to say, get in there, doesn't matter if you're ill. You want your coaches to go, okay, cool, well, we'll taper it down.
Yeah.
Get you recovered, and then we'll bring it back up. You know, you want to have that right people around you.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying though. You know, at the end of the day, it's been a tough camp, but it's been you know, a good one though. You know, so I'm happy basically that this week has been as smooth as it possibly can go. And I'll be honest, I did jump off the plane and do a few sessions. I felt a bit like, well, that could have been the flight, you know. So, but now I'm feeling brilliant, feeling fit, feeling ready to go. Like I remember them days where Aiden used to overtake me on the run, and I'd be trying to catch him up, and now he's saying I got to catch you up. So I'd always tell him, I say, give that a month, and that's going to change again. So don't worry, I'm going to be back. I'm going to be 170 Brett Johns in the back of the queue.
Well, you were talking before about personal life, having a good time. Swansea, they got the win against Wigan. They're in the playoff position. Do you think they can make and stick it in the playoffs this season? How do you think it's going to go for them?
I think that when the team is on, they're on, you know, and we've lost games we shouldn't have lost to this season. You know, one was Stoke. The Stoke home game was absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
You know, Stoke hadn't won a game in the league at that point, and then they beat Swansea City, who were top of the league, which is ridiculous. But yeah, you know, when they're on, and I absolutely love the Swans. And to be honest, it would be nice to see him stay down for this season. I gotta be honest, I'm a massive fan of the Championship, and I know people will probably look at me silly and go, "Wouldn't you want to be in the Premiership?" I prefer to be in a season where we constantly winning games. But if they do go up, I'm not gonna complain about that either, you know. So we've just signed a really good guy called Rian Brewster, and he played his first game for the Swans was against Cardiff City in the South Wales derby, which can be quite a daunting sort of game to play. But all fairness to him, he smashed at the park. Obviously, we drew 0-0 with Cardiff, and then yesterday beat Wigan 2-1 after going 1-0 down, and he scored one of the goals. So yeah, he's a great new signing, and obviously, you know, he's a good guy, and I'm looking forward to seeing his progress with the club, really.
Yeah, I was going to say it's not looking too bad for them. I was going to say Leeds United might be getting back up. They keep bottling it though, don't they? They've done it the past few seasons now. The Leeds United, they get to the top two and then they just falter off and they fall down. It's.
I remember watching them play Derby last season in the playoffs and that thing.
Oh, the binoculars. Spygate.
It's funny, man. It's hysterical. And all fairness, I like I said, with Leeds, they bring a massive following when it comes to football. Massive. It's one of the best followings in the Championship, if not the best. And fair play to them. They're doing all right. They're not doing too bad. Derby have had a bit of a mare of a season, to be honest. But
they lost all their loanees from last season. It's a different team, isn't it? And obviously the issues with the car crash and stuff with the players.
And another thing as well, obviously, you know, Lampard packed his bags and left as well, so the boys were there. But Yeah, and the crash is a big thing. Like, obviously, one of the boys who was involved in that crash was Tom Lawrence, a Welsh international football player. And, it was one of them sort of, like, games, basically, where, one of them things where, like, he's potentially ruined his career, really, And he's injured. Who did he injure? I can't remember the guy's name.
One of them broke their legs, didn't they?
Yeah, one of the boys did.
Yeah. And then I think the captain got dropped from the club altogether. They dropped I think they dropped the captain from the squad altogether. So yeah, they're having a rough time. But Swansea, yeah, they're doing just as they need to, they're sticking in the mix in the playoffs. And when it comes to the playoffs, that's the fun bit though, isn't it? Because especially when it gets to the final at Wembley, and it's just obscene amount of fans watching the games. But I see you in the crowds, these pictures popping up of you chanting away.
I'm behaving behind closed doors. I'm behaving. People think I'm
Yeah.
bad thing. And like I said, I enjoyed the Cardiff Swans game. I think a lot of people think, I am a big Swans fan, but I'm a big fan of Welsh football in general. I like Welsh football, and I don't hate anybody from Cardiff City. I never have, never will. I think a few Cardiff people would say that they dislike me, but I try and explain to people that it's nothing personal. It's just a game of football.
It is like all sports, isn't it? Like MMA as well. It's just, people have certain fighters they enjoy watching, but doesn't mean you have to be an absolute tit about it, do you?
Exactly. If I put a persona that people didn't like, then I could understand. But at the end of the day, if I can walk into a cage and punch someone and have no ill feeling towards someone, why have I got to do it in a football match? So, but no, they've had a good season. I can't wait. The club has messaged me as well to wish me all the best out here, and which was a massive thing for me. And like when I'm back home now, we'll set a date where I can walk on the pitch and give everybody a wave, and that's a bit of a dream come true. That is.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, make you take a penalty.
Maybe. Oh, I'd try it.
Exactly.
I did the corner flag.
Get the mascot in the goal.
Yeah, I got two left feet, John.
So let's go back to the fight though. Tony, Dana White tennis series put on a good performance, came along. So Dana White in general, the UFC seem to do these kind of guys that come on his show. They seem to put them up against, I'll say, tougher challenges than some folks get when they maybe come to the UFC. They've done it a few times with, like, all the guys that have been on Dana White tennis series. You see that a lot of them just get thrown in there going, cool, you won that fight, right? We're going to give you a guy who's like pretty much one of the upper echelon guys rather than break them in. It's tough going for them. But as an opponent, what is there about him that you like? For example, obviously we'll give him a bit of a compliment. Don't obviously want to belittle anyone, but what's there about him that you like in general?
No, I like his style, man. It reminds me very similar of a style I used to have, and I love his style, and he's short, compact fighter. I like the guy. I've listened to one or two little things he said, and I like him. It's nothing personal. I'm sure he feels the exact same thing. He's got a very strong wrestling background, which we've taken note of. I've fought a lot of different guys. We've had Russian wrestlers in camp. We've been using the Dagestani wrestlers, and they're the best type of wrestlers, all fairness. They're the ones who will grind away. We've had them in camp. I've had good wrestlers in camp anyway since day one, and it's been brilliant to have them guys there. Obviously, working a lot on the kickboxing aspect with James at the KGB, so that was another thing as well. And obviously, working on my jiu-jitsu, which I always do, but I'd say this camp we've concentrated a little bit more on the wrestling and striking rather than the grappling, and I'm eager to see what he's going to bring. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Because at the end of the day, this is his UFC debut, and
Yes.
I'm almost certain he's going to come in the best nick of his life, which is what I want. I don't want anything different. I want to be able to fight the best Tony Gravely, because I truly believe that I am a top 10 fighter in this division. It's just going out there now and showing it to everybody else. And my corner team and my teams back home truly believe that as well. And it'll be a disappointment if I don't show it, But I'm ready to rumble. Everybody's saying I'm looking good, and I don't feel like I'm firing on all cylinders yet. But I'm sure when we get into fight week now and that fight week buzz hits me, then we're going to be.
You start to peak, yeah.
Yeah, I can't. I genuinely can't wait. And I think having this long time off can be a bad thing sometimes, but I don't think it is for me, because when I got given the name this time, I've had long layoffs before now, You know, I've had long layoffs, and I remember, I think it was after the Brum fight. I think the next fight I had was a year later against Weil Watson, and I was nervous when I had the name. And then after the Gutierrez fight, the next name I had
cracking fight,
yeah. After Gutierrez fight, the next name I had was Quack, and I was nervous for that name. And they gave me Gravely, and yes, I was apprehensive, but I wasn't nervous. I was excited, and that's what I wanted. And yeah, you know, obviously he's going to be a stiff test. He's going to come well prepared. I'm sure his training has gone a-okay. The reason why I know that is because he's made the fight. So, you know, I'm looking forward. I hope to God it's the best him, though. I don't want the worst Tony Gravely. I'd prefer not to fight. You know,
yeah. No, well, I was going to say, let's kind of end this on a good note then, because you said you didn't really, you know, you did more of striking and wrestling, but people who don't know, you got your black belt. So you say that you didn't do your grappling, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't you? Let's be honest, because you got a little black belt there, mate. So congratulations on that one. And to be honest with you, you didn't get it off a bum. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like here's a quick black belt. You got it off an absolute savage. So it's legit. Let's put it that way, folks.
Yeah. So basically, me and my I've been with Chris for 11 years now, and obviously Chris was the first Welsh black belt, and he's been obviously an amazing coach over the years, and CRA have really evolved my grappling game, you know. And I know that I do feel like I'm a very high level grappler, just I don't get to show it, I guess, because I'm working on other aspects. But yeah, to get that black belt was an amazing achievement. Like I said, it took me I think it was like 11, 12 years to get my black belt in judo. It took me about maybe 10 years to get in jiu-jitsu. So it's been a long time coming. And to win it with like, basically it was 3 of us on the day who got it from the gym. Well, it was actually 5 of us, but 3 of us were told together, which was very special to me, which was Ashley Bendel, one of the girls in the gym who was there years before I was. She had her black belt, and obviously my main training partner, Aidan James, got his as well. And it was just, that was quite special to me again at the same time as them guys, because I was absolutely buzzing when I got it. I was shocked, you know, if someone said to me, "Look, Brett, you can wait another 2 years for it," I would be happy with that as well. So, but they must have seen something, because I never challenge my coaches, and I say what they say goes, and if they feel like I deserve it, then yeah, brilliant. If they said it was going to be another 2 years, then I would have accepted that as well. But it was nice. It was really nice, and obviously to put that on the CV as well as you know, like, for example, being a judo black belt and underneath my dad, that was absolutely major, and it always will be. And then obviously having my black belt with CRA is another amazing achievement. But you know, it's a long road, mixed martial arts, and it's not the last grading I want. I want to do other things and get graded in them things as well, and we'll see what we can go from there.
Yeah, it's great, man. I was buzzing for you. Really was really buzzing for you, buddy. And it's a good way to kickstart yourself for coming in there with a black belt now. And look, before I let you go, as always, Brett, give everyone your social media. Obviously, give a shout out to your gym if everyone wants to jump in and join the gym if they live around the area. And then, last but not least, give thanks to the people who've helped you out in the fight camp.
Yeah, so basically, I'll start off with the guys who helped me with fight camp. You know, obviously without them sponsors, this wouldn't be possible. So, you know, Wise Property Investment, Luke Jones, he's a professional athlete himself. He's a hand cyclist, and he's doing really well with his business, but with his personal sports career as well. So Luke, I want to thank Watches of Wales, The Bridge, Theogal Events, Emlyn, Diolch yn fawr Emlyn. Truck and Plant Acid, Hire, they've been absolutely amazing as well. Beck, Clever, Tatami, and Weekend Offender, who have been brilliant. Sam Jones, who unfortunately is a Cardiff boy, but you know, we'll just leave that the way it is. He has been absolutely brilliant, and I'm honestly, when I keep texting him to say I'm absolutely buzzing. I'm with this brand, and I want to do a lot more things, like such as little collaborations with myself and the brand, only if the guys are happy to do so. But it's just to prove, like, for me, I could get sponsored by anybody in the world, and like without these sponsors, local Welsh businesses might they're not major companies, which is even better for me to help them get them Welsh brand. It's amazing. But I want to thank my teams. Obviously, the CRA. Obviously, I've been with CRA for 10, 11 years. I want to thank the KGB and Port Talbot, who have been absolutely amazing the past few months, who have been helping me a lot on my kickboxing. So thanks, James, and the team there. I want to also thank my teammates at CRA and the KGB as well. My parents, my family, my girlfriend, who especially this camp, has been a tough one. Me and my girlfriend, we've got a new house, so that's been a lot of stress on the camp, but it's been an amazing sort of experience, and I absolutely love the house, and happy that we've nailed that down. Also, my brother, who is like basically my spine and my backbone, who sorted all this trip out, getting the boys out here, and obviously these guys, and they're the unsung heroes of camp, because without them guys, every single person in my sort of like circle has a massive part in camp, and without one guy, then that circle has opened up, and that's when the bad things come flooding in. So everybody's a strong unit, and I'm buzzing. I'm ready to go, and no matter what happens next weekend, that's all I know is that I'm coming ready, and I'm just ready to rumble. Excited for the first time in a long time.
I can't wait to see a fight as well, man. And obviously, you didn't shout to mention the social media there, but folks, jump onto Brett Johns MMA on Instagram. Give him a follow on there. Is it the same on Twitter?
No, at 36 Johns on Twitter.
That's it.
And obviously Brett Johns on Facebook, if anybody wants to add me on Facebook. But I'll be honest, I think Instagram is where to be for myself. But if you want to see me be quite controversial, then I'll add me on Twitter as well.
So jump on there, give him a follow, folks. And Brett, honestly, can't wait to see you back in there. It's been too long, and it's going to be a great 2020 for you, my man.
John, can I just add one thing as well?
Can add in if you want, mate. Time is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank, obviously, these cracking photos I'm having out here. It's because of a guy at Phil Nathan, who has been when I walked in the gym on the first day, he's shaking hands with all these top guys. He's shaking hands with people like Adam Borix. I'm thinking, who is this photographer? But he's been a massive part, and he's got good friends. He knows everybody in the game. We turned up as professional MMA athletes, but we don't know anybody, but our camera guy does. He's the main man of this trip. So thank Nathan, and last but not least, and this is the biggest thank you I could give, and this is the sort of fight I'm dedicating this to, and that's Iros Tanabe. So Iros Evans, who we've had so much problems with the visa and the passports and stuff for this camp. Without Iros, I won't be here. This fight will be off, and I'm very thankful. So diolch Iros, and John, thank you for taking the time to talk to me, mate.
Always got time for you, Brett. Always a pleasure, my man. And again, have a great fight. It's going to be awesome to see you back in and get back in the W column.
There you go. Thank you again, mate. Thank you.